Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back for something a little bit different. Now for those of you that have been around the channel for a little while, you'll remember that back in the later half of last year I actually played some WRC 8 where our aim was to become the greatest rally driver of all time. Now unfortunately didn't quite work out like that in the end, but I did have an absolute blast with WRC 8. So today we're here back to try and become a rally god once again here on WRC 9. Obviously the new game, the new official WRC game for 2020. I'm really excited to be jumping into this. Obviously if you go on to enjoy, make sure you do get yourself subscribed as well for more content from this game. But yeah, obviously for this series we're going to do full stages, everything like that. You guys get to see everything, all the mistakes, all the thrills, all the spills, and everything like that. But today then, we are of course going to dive into our career mode. Then during career, you can take part in the World Rally Championship at the wheel and also as a manager. Recruit crewmates, plan your schedule, manage your budget, and upgrade skills and cars. Don't forget to develop and maintain relationships with manufacturers. So, obviously I don't think, or not that I've heard, anything has madly changed since WRC 8 in terms of the career mode. Obviously, a few tweaks, things like that. Obviously, I think the big selling point of this game is, of course, the newer cars and the newer locations as well. But yeah, just trying to set up our profile then on this game. Obviously, nothing all too different or surprising here, ready for WRC 9. I haven't changed my name or anything like that before, obviously, we dive into this game. We are, of course, British as well. And yeah, let's dive in then here to WRC 9. In terms of difficulty, I'm going to run 95 to start with. Damage effect on medium and then perma crash off in the early stages. Now we've got two choices here. We either head into the junior WRC or WRC 3. Now personally for me, I like to do sort of a full scale road to glory. So we are going to head into the junior WRC, obviously in the Ford Fiesta R2 car. A brilliant car in my opinion from both WRC and the dirt games here. Obviously the WRC cars are four-wheel drive, a little bit quicker, everything like that. But yeah, personally I like driving in with these. So we've got three team options then. We've either got Sami Payara, I think that is, I'm probably going to butcher all the names, OT Racing or Oscar Solberg. We're going to go with OT Racing, I think, just because of the specialisation of the team there. All of them are only in the WRC Championship, obviously all identical cars. We've got 5 rallies ahead of us over the course of the season. Sweden, Italy, Finland, Germany, and of course finishing off the championship in Wales. Do you want to enable the career mode tutorial? Yes, we certainly do, because I'm sure there is going to be a lot that I've forgotten from this game over the last 12 months since I last played it here. But yeah, really excited to be jumping back in to more WRC. You know, I definitely need to start playing these games a little bit more again. You know, all rally games like that, I do really enjoy when I get back into them. It's just sort of, I'll take a few weeks away or maybe a couple of months as it has been recently, and then I'll try and dive back in and just be completely thrown off and forget just how bad I was at these games as well. But yeah, let's dive into it then here to kick off our career mode.
Welcome to the workshop. This is where you make race preparations, manage your crew, and organise your event calendar.
So that's...
As a professional driver, you must train regularly. The crew has developed different events for you. Go to your calendar to check them out. So
far then, all seems fairly textbook like the old games.
You want to take part in. They will help you prepare for the official championship.
So here we go. Oh, here we go. She's still telling us everything. We might not have needed this. Perhaps everything's starting to come back to me.
For this week. Repeat this step for the following.
Right, okay, so we can only do training.
Events for the next 2 weeks. You can now return to the workshop.
Right, okay, so there we go then. We can head back to the workshop. So she's chucking us right in then with the current training events. This is going to be our first drive on WRC 9 in the new cars. Yeah, career mode seems to be fairly similar. You know, we do definitely recognise most of the stuff there. I haven't seen anything so far that I can't remember from WRC 8. We're back at the training centre. This brings back the memories as well.
Event where each of the tracks loops around back to the start. You can do as many laps as you want to win the best medal possible.
So, here we go then. Nice simple oval for our first training event of the season. A 19.2 is the time to beat. Normally, these training events weren't the most difficult things in the world. We'll have to wait and see as to how we get on in the rallies in terms of where the AI is in terms of trying to find the right balance with it. But anyway, coming through the final corner, the front wheel drive really understeering a lot actually at that final turn. We're not going to beat the target time first time round though. Obviously not able to get off to the best start. Trying to use the handbrake through the first corner. I don't really know if we want to just sort of wheel spin it out, or whether we want to try and modulate the throttle here. We'll wait and see. Don't really know where we should be shifting up anyway. It's going to be a 19, so that's silver, I think. Yeah, 19.7. So we are going to try and go for that gold. Obviously, may as well try and get used to the car a little bit more as well here. I don't actually think we need the handbrake for this. Just trying to get the power down up that hill. What's it going to be? Oh, so close. Only a 10th off the lap that we need then. That's not too bad. Trying to just short shift back up the gears. I wonder if leaving it through second through the corners is the way to go. Chucking it in. Left it in third that time round. Seem to be able to get the power down. What's it going to be? A 19.1. There we go. First training program is complete. So we get $3,000 from that, as well as 250 XP. Morale up 2. Car condition, sorry, even. Still looking nice and fresh after we didn't hit anything, which is always a win in my books in rallying as well. So yeah, rather happy with how that first training program's gone. Obviously, you've got to do a lot of that on the side of this game. You know, it really is different to the Formula 1 games where obviously you mainly just dive into weekends. Obviously, you can't really do free practice in WRC.
2 events. You can now start the second.
Here we go then. Let's dive in to our second one then. So yeah, like I was saying, obviously you can't really just sort of jump in and practice WRC stages. They kind of have to close off roads and things like that. But yeah, hopefully, obviously, we can jump into Rally Sweden as well today. I'm not too sure. I can't quite remember how much setup there was, obviously, back on the original WRC game. WRC 18, sorry, I should say. But yeah, obviously, Sweden as well, a very, very snowy rally. We've got another oval circuit. Not too sure how this one's going to be too different, but a 21.5 is the time to beat. We've actually got a water splash in that one. But yeah, like I was saying, Sweden, obviously a snowy rally. To be honest, looking at that calendar, probably going to be one of the most difficult ones to try and get hooked up. So we've got a couple of water splashes though on this stage, but a bit more of sort of an open oval as we dink the wall. Three water splashes even as well, but that's a 24.1, so not quite even the bronze medal at the end of our first lap, but obviously we should be able to find a lot of time just trying to manage the wheel spin. Not quite the same as on the dirt rally games where you sort of want to just absolutely put your foot to the floor and it will grip up at some point. Seems that they like to just light at the front wheels even more on WRC, but there we go. Straight up in there with the gold. Thank you very much.
By taking part in events, you have earned skill points. Head over to the R&D area to use them.
So here we go then. This is definitely one thing that is very, very similar to the F1 games.
Branches that unlock as you progress through your career. You earn 1 R&D point to invest with each experience level that you unlock. Use 1 to unlock the meteorologist, who will be very useful throughout your driving career.
So there we go then, we can unlock the meteorologist, predicts the weather conditions to varying degrees of accuracy, which will help you choose the best strategy. So that's rather going to be useful. Obviously, being in the junior category, you can only unlock sort of a crew and team. You can't obviously do performance or reliability, because everyone has got identical cars.
Crew management area. This is where you can manage your crew members. They are divided into 6 different professions. Each type of profession has its own specific skills. The skill level varies according to the rarity of the crew member. They also have a form gauge that decreases from event to event. To increase the physical form of a crew member, you can place them in the reserve or schedule a rest event. Use the recruitment interface to recruit a crew member, but be careful. Members offered are not available indefinitely. Now, assign a meteorologist to your active crew.
There we go. Ooh, is it allowing me to do it? Yeah, we'll go with him. Mohammed O'Connell. So yeah, we've obviously got some crew members We'll go with Tiana Klein. And then, of course, we're going to have to go with Francisco Carrillo as well there. So 5,000 total salary for 1 weekend's worth of rallying. I think, have we applied those? I think we have. So now we can select an event. Oh.
An extreme conditions event. Now, return to the workshop.
So, now obviously I think we're starting to get into it. Let's dive in to this extremes conditions event. 7 kilometers here in, I think, is this the new Kenyan rally? I think it might be. Obviously Kenya's made a return to WRC. Japan is also back in the games. I've never driven on the Japanese rally as well. But 100% gravel. I'll be honest, it looks more like mud than anything else. It's stormy conditions at night. So we'll wait and see as to how this one goes. Obviously, for WRC 9, of course, we are, as always, using Fanatec gear, running with our R330 rim. I think it's actually the one they use now in the WRC Esports Series as well. So here we go then. This is all something that I recognise. We've got to just try and get as far as we can. Handbrake on. Our first chance in a proper rally car then, and it's going to be lights out. And away we go. Can we keep it clean and tidy? We've only got a minute just over on the clock to try and really get this nailed. So, obviously, getting into the proper nitty-gritty of rallying, it's going to be rather difficult. Obviously, trying to get it all nicely hooked up. I'm intrigued to know if I'll end up recognising any of the stages from this game at some point as well. Ooh, just getting a little bit loose there, but hopefully, yeah, we can just smash through the objective. Oh, getting a little bit loose there on the inside. That's not been what we needed. So the game, obviously, if you end up too far off the track for too long, it will reset you. I think we're also in a car that's got a little bit of damage. Obviously, sort of just trying to do a worst-case scenario kind of run, but we're not looking too bad at the moment. Hopefully, we can just thread the needle through there. Obviously, we don't want to clip that fence on the outside. Where are we going to get? Oh, there's the finish line. We're going to get there with 8 seconds on the clock. Thank you very much. 101 that took us as we crash over the finish line. Not really too worried about that, but we have succeeded in the extreme event here from Kenya. $4,000 and 100 XP as well. We're still building up our morale. It's all looking good in the early stages of the game, but we're yet to dive into our first proper rally just yet, and obviously things can change rather rapidly in the world of rally. So we've got a manufacturer tryout event then with Hyundai in the R5 car. So this could be rather interesting. Let's see if we can prove ourselves to Hyundai that maybe down the line we are worthy of a seat. So it's in Germany. We've got nice weather, I think, by the looks of it, despite the picture showing a very, very wet circuit. I remember obviously doing Germany back on like WRC 7 and WRC 8 was always brilliant, brilliant fun. You know, just full out commitment through all of the corners, everything like that as well. Obviously, I used to actually do a little bit of the esports stuff. I was never very good, but I did almost get a top 50 actually in the German rally, which would have given me 1 whole championship point as well, which I would have certainly loved to have had on the older resume.
Tryout, you race with a loan car and must cover as much distance as possible in the allotted time.
So that all seems fairly simple then, a bit like the challenge we've just done. No idea why the car keeps rolling off the start line. But our first go in a proper rally car then, obviously in one of the R5s, and instantly I've clipped a tyre wall. I'm sure that won't impress Hyundai too much. I've gone the wrong way. I need to listen to my co-driver. This has not been the best start in the world. Hyundai probably looking at this and going, never let him get anywhere near one of our cars ever again. But we got a minute and a half to try and get as far as possible. Ooh, over the crest. Let's maybe listen to our co-driver for a bit. Oh, back end just snapped out on us there. That wasn't good. Yeah, Hyundai, I don't think we're going to be too impressed with us in the early stages.
And right 6 long, 100. Caution, right 2, don't cut, into left 3 opens. And left 4, brake 20. Hairpin left, cut into flat right, cut narrows, opens and tightens.
Oh! That didn't sound good. No, don't fall off. Oh, we beached it. We beached it. We're gonna go like that. I think. You only get 4 restarts, if I'm not mistaken, on this game. But that was, yeah, just trying to get used to the sheer speed of the car. I'm going to call that our practice run. So we're going to give this another go then. Still, this car just wobbles around. It's always the problem with rapid cars like this. A lot of the time my brain can't keep up with everything that's going on. Let's just see. We've given ourselves a bit of a cheese option. Just trying to be a little bit calmer. Ooh, still dinking the wall, trying to work out where the bumpers are. That's fine though. That just shows how much we're pushing, trying to find the limits of parameters. Cars definitely feel rather sensitive on the brakes nowadays.
And left 4, brake 20.
Just skimming the wall there.
Cut into flat right, cut narrows, opens and tightens.
Come on, get it rotated round. Bit better that time round so far.
Right 1, don't cut at junction, into left 4, keep in.
Yeah, the R5 car definitely feels rather loose, I'll be honest.
Right 3 short and left 5.
But I think we've got through the original objective, which is good.
Keep middle over crest. And right 6 long, keep in.
Don't know where that crest is.
And left 5 tightens, into right 4 short, narrows.
Wait,
And
there's
left
that.
6 into right
Oh,
6.
whoa! Holy moly, that was a rather big one, I think. I think we might have just completely destroyed the car if that was real life.
5 into caution, right
Just
4,
skimmed the
don't
wall
cut.
and got pinged into someone's.
And left 5 short,
I'm
keep
guessing
in,
it's a
into
vineyard.
right 4, 80. Hard brake, hairpin right and flat right, long.
There we go. Have we done the target? 80%. So supposedly Hyundai are happy with that. So if they're happy with it, so will we. Morale -2 though, but we did get 19 points with Hyundai as well there, despite completely barrel rolling their car down the side of a German hill. I guess that's what they want out of a driver. Then we're ready for our very first rally here on WRC 9. Rally Sweden is just around the corner, so rather looking forward to diving into this one. I might have to disable the tutorial at some point because there's only so much I can listen to from the game that is all fairly obvious. But yeah, really looking forward to diving into this then. Our first ever official rally.
This is where you can prepare before tackling a special stage.
So just like WRC, I'm gonna have to quit that. I'm sorry. Oh no, don't want to quit the game mode. Just want to skip her speeches. But yeah, we got two special stages, and then a super special stage before the power stage to finish us off. Then, so we got Vergassen Reverse and Torsby. Definitely recognise the name Torsby from the older games. So let's see what is going to be possible here. We have to obviously use the snow tyres. It is Sweden after all. So I think we're ready then. Let's dive in to our very first rally here on WRC 9. We've got a 9-kilometre stage, 373 metres of elevation, all obviously, of course, in the snow. But hopefully, we can just try and get through nice, clean and tidily as well here. Obviously, that's going to be the aim in our first few rallies. Just get to grips with the car, see where the AI is, where we are in terms of pace as well. But we're ready then for our first rally here of WRC 9. It's 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we wheel spin. Trying to get the power down in the front wheel drives on the snow is never the easiest thing in the world here as we head through the first couple of corners. Getting rather loose through there. Not the best thing in the world, but yeah, we'll just have to slowly get to grips with the car. Don't think I recognise this stage, or at least not this part of it at the moment, as once again the back end just obviously with no power and not much weight obviously over the rear wheels and a little R2 Ford Fiesta as well, obviously with the engine being at the front. A little bit difficult sometimes, obviously the front wheels sort of drag the back ones along, but doesn't stop it still getting a little bit loose and lively when it wants to as well here. We'll see what we're like at the first split. That's not going to help, but we do only just keep it pointing in the right direction there. We got a little bit lucky actually that we clipped that bank on the outside when we did, as the back end still just all over the place at the moment here. Obviously not running any traction control, anything like that. Not that to be honest, I don't think you'd really want it in a car like this. It would just be the power cutting out all the time. We're 6 seconds up in the first split at the moment there, so that is rather good to see. Probably implies we need to up the AI difficulty just a little bit, though, when we get the chance. It'll probably be after this first rally. But yeah, over the big jump, I think. Not a particularly big jump in these cars, but I'm sure in the WRC cars, that is probably quite a view to behold. Coming down through this next section, back end still getting all over the place on us, all loosey-goosey. Down into this hairpin. Yeah, this car a little bit easier to control than the R5s. There's a reason you start out in these little, what, I think you've got to make 90 to 100 brake horsepower little R2 cars rather than a 300 horsepower four-wheel drive monster from the top class of cars. Ooh, a little bit off camber there. Just trying to keep the back end in line. Come on. That was good. That actually did feel quite good, I'll be honest, through there. But yeah, quite a long first stage then. We're 16 seconds up now at the moment though, so it's looking quite good at the moment. Just back down a gear there. We definitely needed it. That I don't think is a 6, I'll be honest, but trying to clip the apexes through the 90s as best as possible. Obviously a lot of these are meant to be sort of proper roads, but covered in snow, they don't really ever feel like it on this game as well here. Let's just see as we head back through the forest. Sort of just got to guess your way through the trees sometimes. Sort of work out where the game wants you to go. Trying to listen to our co-driver as well as commentate can be sometimes a bit difficult, but we're not doing too badly on this first stage of the day so far. Oh, as soon as I say that, just clipping a snowbank there. A little bit more than I would have wanted. Yeah, so the stages then, I don't know obviously how long the other three are going to be, but this first one, rather a bit of a behemoth, I'll be honest. 24 seconds up. Ooh, we need to scrub off speed, we need to scrub off speed. Holy moly. I didn't think we were going to hold on to that one. But we did get a bit lucky. Luckily, the front tyres gripped up right when we needed them to, trying to avoid sort of the black ice and everything like that here. But we're over halfway through this first stage.
And left 6 over crest into right 5, 15.
Let's just try and keep it nice and tidy.
And left 6 brake for
A
square
little bit
right,
of a blind corner there, but we were just about aware of it. Obviously, I'm having to use bonnet cam. To be honest, I just find cockpit cam on this game, like most rally games, you just can't quite see enough that I want to. I do personally prefer bonnet cam. Hopefully, it doesn't take too much away from the experience, though. Nonetheless. Come on. Come on.
right 6 into left 5 tightens.
Almost into the final split of the first stage of the day then.
4 tightens 3.
Oh, just clipping that one.
And right 4 short. And right 3 short into left 4.
Oh, come on, get the power down. Get the power down.
Left
Just gotta
6
keep it
tightens
clean and
into
tidy.
right 4, 30. Crest into flat left 200.
Don't want to make any mistakes, you know, first ever rally, we've got to impress the bigger teams.
Left 6 and
Further
right
up the order.
50 over bumps.
Very, very high speed part of the rally. You just sort of get a little bit scared that if there's a sharp corner now that I've missed, you're probably going to end up in a wall. And that is a rather scary feeling in any car, I'll be honest, but especially in something like a World Rally car. Anyway, in towards the final few corners then. Nice high-speed section to the end of the stage, about 100 miles an hour across the line. It's gonna be a 5:07.9. I'm rather happy with that one, as you can see. 41 seconds clear of Tom Christensen and Pontus Lundstrom there at the end of the day. Cassie Munnins, Sami Payara, and then Rurari Bell as well further down the order. There is Raul Badiou, who I always recognise from these games as well. But yeah, rather dominant first race of the day. I don't know if we can change any options before we dive into stage 2 there. I don't think you can mid-rally, I'll be honest. I think you've actually got to do it between the rallies. But anyway, jumping into stage 2, though a little bit shorter this time around. Toulsby, like I said, I do think I recognise this stage, or at least I definitely recognise the name. So, hopefully, yes, I mean, the first one went quite well anyway, but hopefully, yeah, we can get through the first day of the rally rather quick and cleanly here. Let's just see, can we change, here we go, options, gameplay, can we change anything? No, we can't quite change it mid-rally. Affects difficulty of AI types outside of career mode. So, unfortunately, yeah, we won't be able to change that at the moment. We'll have to wait to the end of the first rally. So that'll obviously come in for episode 2. Let's dive in, though. Second stage of the day. A lot of wheel spin off the line. We certainly have to work out, to be honest, that might just be the best way to get it going off the starts. But, oh, God, already getting a little bit loose. But yeah, I'm really enjoying WRC 9 so far. Obviously, I really like pretty much all rally games. They're just brilliant fun to just dive back into again. But yeah, certainly WRC and then the Dirt franchise really does give me all my rally needs as we're getting a tremendous fishtail. Just about hold on to it in the end. But anyway, yeah, through the first sector. Fairly nice and tidily. I'm trying to see if I do recognise the stage. We're only 3 seconds up now. Can't get it slowed down. I think I do roughly remember this stage. There's a couple of horrible corners in just a moment.
Caution, brake, crest into flat right and left 130.
Oh, actually getting it slowed down way too early into the corner. Sort of then you just sat there coasting in to the apex. Can't really, not worth accelerating, but also obviously don't really want to slow down any more than you already have. Into a 90 right. Yeah, this way there's a couple of horrible corners around this section. Oh, there you go. Told you.
Brake right 5 tightens 2 short into left 4 long tightens 360.
Oh, that call. Oh god, that's not good. That's not good. Just sat there wheel spinning in a snowdrift.
Right 5 tightens long, keep in. Into left 4 short 30. Flat left 30.
Come on.
Left 5 and crest into right 5 tightens 3.
Oh, I heard a 3. There it is.
3 long. And caution, brake right 5 long, tighten, square right, cut.
Oh, come on. Get out the snowbanks. We're stuck in a gully. On our finest moment. Thank God the AI is a little bit down, so obviously we've got a bit of a better chance in this first stage. Almost 20 seconds up now, though.
Right 3 into left 4.
Come on.
Opens. And left 3 into right 4. Opens very long 30.
Whoa, come on. Come on. Don't get too loose.
And caution, right 3 short into left 3 opens. Into kinks.
Just trying to sort of dance on that throttle pedal. Can't really just keep it pinned all the time because you'll end up just getting some wheel spin and that'll create the understeer that we definitely do not need on an icy stage. You get enough of that from the environment. Ooh, trying to take a bit too much through there. This stage has felt, again though, rather solid. Certainly nothing incredible, but kept it fairly clean for the most part. Don't think we've had any major hits just yet. Might have had a couple. But anyway, through this fast little section.
Left 3 short, keep out, and left 6 for finish.
In towards final couple of corners. That was rather tidy. Really, very happy with that one. Across the line though, it's going to be about a 3:36, a 3:37. 3:37.155. Another very solid stage there. See, 36 seconds ahead of Tom Christensen. Pontus not having a particularly good stage there in the end, but we should be comfortably still. 1:17 up at the moment. They're rather happy with that one. Tom still holding on rather comfortably to P2 ahead of Catty and Pontus there. As you can see, Sammy Pereira just 8 tenths ahead of Rurari Bell as well. And there's John Armstrong down in 9th place, not having the best start to the rally just yet. But we've survived the first day. We've got a nice big lead as well there. Through water indicates a puddle. This will slow the car down. Friction working at its finest as well.
You have access to car repairs.
So now we can repair the car.
WRC rules limit the
So,
amount of time mechanics
obviously
can
we
work on
can
the car
change a few bits and bobs if we need to. Nothing's looking too badly worn. The engine's certainly taking a little bit, as well as obviously the transmission and the turbo. So we'll see if we can get those obviously just sorted out. Automatic. We'll go with that, I suppose. Seems to be about right. So the car should be all good then. as we head into the super special stage for day 2. Still on the snow tyres. Yeah, let's dive into it then. I definitely recognise Karlstad. I was going to say, hopefully it's this stage that's sort of built on what feels like an oval circuit. It feels like, yeah, the infield of an oval around here. But, hopefully, yeah, we do recognise this stage. Hopefully that's not a bad omen. I think you normally end up racing someone else at the same time. But ready then, on the grid, it's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. There is definitely another car here with us, so I'm not too sure who we're going up with for this one. But obviously you are still in your own race as we head down in towards turn 1. Back end really still trying to just snap out on us. A little bit more than I was wanting it to. Whoa. Oh god, that wasn't good. Didn't think those tyres would be that solid, in all honesty. As weird as that sounds, I'm sort of hoping we'd be able to just push through them, but here, someone going over the jump above us. Oh god, no. Oh, clipping another tyre wall. It's not what we need. But we've almost survived the first lap then. So not been, well, a little bit scrappy. Just trying to, always difficult to actually dance it through these final corners, obviously. The back end really does like to get a bit loose through there. As you can still see, fairly simple corner, and we're still using a lot of steering lock there. 6 seconds up at the end of the first lap, though. This thing only obviously, of course, got a 5-speed box. Try and guess your braking point down into the first corner of lap 2. Still getting a little bit loose and lively, where any given opportunity that the car can. Right, come on. Keep it nice and tidy. Over the jump. Let's see if we can put on a bit of a show for the crowd. There we can. A little bit of air there. Obviously, I'm sure in the faster cars, that is a much more impressive sight as the back end still just all over the place. You can see the other car there just up the road. We should have a bit of a shorter run out onto the oval. Almost flipping that tyre wall again. But in towards the final corner. Trying to keep it tidy. Trying to get all the power out of the final turn. It's going to be a drag race up to the line. I can still hear him on the outside, but I think we've gone and done it. It's going to be about a 2-minute lap. A 2-minute point 3. There he is, just behind us. So 18 seconds supposedly we won that by. I'm not too sure who we were up against then. It must have been an R3 or an R2 car for us to still win that like we did. Jono, though, all the way down in P14. Not the best result for himself, but yeah, that's just going to further extend our lead. You know, this first rally, yeah, very much we're definitely going to have to up the AI, but we've got one more stage then, the power stage, to finish us off from Vargassen once again. So we're doing the same stage we did at the start, just the other way around. But so far, I think it's been a successful first outing in the WRC. We've had a lot of fun. We've learned, it's sort of re-jogged my memory in the game as well, obviously, how everything works and everything like that. So let's just finish this rally on a high then. We've kept it nice and clean for the most part so far. Let's see if we can do it for one final time. We're actually going to try launching it in second this time around. Fairly clean off the getaway. Not too bad as we head down in towards the first corner. Let's just, yeah, keep it nice and tidy again. Obviously, this section, remember from the other way around, was very, very high speed. But obviously, you don't want to risk anything. We got such a big advantage. There's no real point in risking wrecking the car or anything like that. I don't think we haven't actually used a rewind yet either in this rally, have we? Only actually used that one in the Hyundai then. Back in Germany, slam on the anchors. So you go over that crest, could sort of work out that was going to be rather bad, but I broke pretty much any later than I opted to there. Come on. Oh, clipping the snowbanks. Getting a little bit loosey-goosey once again. But yeah, obviously a rather long stage. Ooh, bit of a tank slapper. But yeah, let's just see if we can nail it, finish the day on a high and kick off our WRC career mode with a rally victory here. Obviously, I think on WRC 8, I was never quite able to wrap up the Junior World Rally Championship, which cost me really being able to get any R3 drives. That was a little bit aggressive over that, but yeah, hopefully WRC 9 we can at least get up the ranks just a little bit here. Always good fun to do these sort of proper Road to Glory style things. That's our first roll. Oh god, that's not good. That really hasn't gone well. So that's our first big mistake then of this Swedish rally. We've got a 5-second penalty for it as well there, which wasn't too good, I'll be honest. But anyway, let's just get our head back down. Haven't damaged the car. Oh god, no, that. No. Come on, get back on the road. It's all falling apart in this final stage. Gotta get our head back in the game. Can't start letting those mistakes get the better of us as we've hit something. Just completely scrubbing all the speed out of the car there. Are we going to be down? Yes, we are, by a second at the end of the second split. Yeah, I think probably next time around we're going to run about sort of 102, 103 AI, sort of see where that puts us. Come on. Horrible fishtail. Just slow and not very good.
And right 3 tightens. And right 4 opens 70.
Right, come on, let's just get to the end. This rally had gone so well up until this final stage. Made a few sloppy mistakes, probably getting a little bit too confident in the car, just pushing it beyond its limits as well. Come on, keep the foot in, keep the foot in. Only I can seem to get worse as our rally goes on. Just trying to get confident again with the car. 2 seconds up.
Right 5 tightens 4, keep in, into left 4 long, keep in, 50.
Yeah, really not been the end to the rally that I would have wanted so far, but we can still come away with a stage victory. It's a bit of a hollow victory, but with the AI being at the level they're at. Oh, that's not good. Didn't want to do that. That's damaged the engine a little bit more. So we have to get that sorted after this first rally. The engine, yeah, has certainly seen better days, and a big knock like that is probably not going to help. Oh, just get it to the flag before we destroy the car.
Caution, big jump.
Big jump. Let's see how it looks from this way around. That's a bit more impressive.
Hard brake and right 2, don't cut. And left 3 opens. And brake for right 5 tightens into left 2, 14.
So we still end up 14 seconds up. Which, yeah, really isn't actually that impressive in this stage. But we've got about a mile to go then. Trying to clip that curb as best as possible, not hit the tree on the outside on the exit though. Whoa.
Left 5 over crest into right 4 tightens, 60.
And then we've damaged the engine, damaged the turbo just a little bit.
And right 5, 30.
Don't think it's costing us too much performance at the moment. There's the lake.
Right 4 opens into left 3, 100, roughly.
Getting a little bit loose once again through there. Come on, let's just get to the flag. Finish with a flurry. Oh, no. As soon as I say that. 160 metres from the line. We're going to put it in another bank. Through the final corner though, we did actually bid it through the final turn. Can we still go quickest in the final stage? A 5:40.014. We crashed into the finish line. We still somehow found 21 seconds in that. I'm not really too sure how we managed that, but at the end then of the rally, we do take it home by just under 2 minutes ahead of Tom Christensen there. Catty Munnins down in P3 at the end of the day, and then see Pontus Lundstrom up in P4. So it's the battle of the Brits versus the Swedes in this rally, it does seem, at the moment. There are only 4 seconds between 3rd and 4th there on the podium. But, like I said, a bit of a hollow victory, but a victory nonetheless in our very first WRC rally. We'll definitely get the AI up by, sort of, yeah, like I said, about 103, 104, ready for the next one here. But a win's a win at the end of the day, and we lead the first rally of the year with the full 25 points. So in fact, I think there's bonus points in WRC as well. So yeah, rather happy with the way that's gone in the end. Let's have a look at the championship standings. They see, yeah, 25 plus 9 bonus points gives us a 12-point lead over Tom at the end of the first rally. They see Oscar Solberg picking up a bonus point as well. Means he's just 1 behind Sammy as well there. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, do make sure you get yourself subscribed for more WRC 9. And yeah, we will be back very, very soon with, I think, it's Rally Italy as the second of the season. There are a lot of experience gained, a lot of reputation gained as well there. And yeah, everything looking good at the end of the first video. But yeah, we will be back very, very soon, like I said, for Rally Italy. A big thank you to our channel members for making these videos possible. You can be featured in these end clips as well as granted access to some other exclusive perks for just £1 a month by clicking the join button below.